We could go on all night. Just a quick one on Taiwan.
Well, look, I think China is ramping up to exert maximum pressure on Taiwan. My guess would be, but there's no guarantee here, that it won't take direct military action because it's still scared of the Americans. But I think it will exert massive pressure on Taiwan, perhaps through blockades, perhaps through using its fifth column of citizens within Taiwan, perhaps through economic pressure. And it will try to get Taiwan to acknowledge Chinese leadership in its sovereignty over Taiwan or something like that. I don't think the Taiwanese will buckle to that, but this could get very, very tense. And I think it's unlikely that there'll be military conflict, but you certainly can't rule it out.
Well, just finally, PNG, a $40 billion industrial city at Daru, a major PNG seaport. As I said yesterday, I spoke with a distinguished Australian soldier who was one of a group of 8 charged with going in 2013 in little black rubber Zodiacs, they're these inflatable boats, from Daru to Weipa to see whether our border force, allegedly protecting our borders, would detect them and therefore intercept them. They had the job done in 3 days in inflatable boats. And China are going to build a $40 billion city there. What do we do?
Well, Alan, this is again a very grave development for Australia. My sources tell me that the Australian intelligence agencies believe that Beijing has an objective state policy to establish in time a military base in the South Pacific. Now, if it did that, it would do to Australia what the Japanese did to Australia in World War II. It would partially cut us off militarily from our chief ally, the United States, and it would be able to project decisive military force right in our immediate neighbourhood. That would be a disastrous development for Australia. And
are we equal to addressing this at the moment?
That's a $64 million question. If we cannot remain the preeminent power and friend in the South Pacific, but I'd give Scott Morrison credit for this. I think he does recognise this challenge. If we can't do that, then we're in terrible trouble.
Absolutely. Great to talk to you, Greg. Always good to talk to you. Thank you for your time. There he is, Greg Sheridan, the foreign editor for the Australian newspaper.